Hello and welcome, everyone. Good evening. It is Monday night, and that means it is time for another episode of Small Biz Highlight. If you are catching us for the very first time, first of all, welcome and thank you. Small Biz Highlight is dedicated to highlighting and introducing you to the people behind small businesses, getting their point of view on what it's like to be small business owners, getting to know them as people first, obviously. And then, we dive into a little bit about how COVID may have affected them and whatever else may come about. It sometimes gets very interesting here, and I love that about the show and how we go about this. So before we get started, of course, I've got to catch you up on a lot of stuff. So bear with me as I go through this pretty fast. We are live with StreamYard. If you are catching us on Facebook, I just need a quick favor. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Once you do, that is going to give Facebook and StreamYard permission to talk to each other so that if you were to leave a comment for us, I could easily leave it on the screen for our viewers to check it out. But it would also include your picture and your name because, I want to know what you have to say, but I also want to know who's saying it. I mean, come on now. This year, I am professing that it is hashtag 2020U. I want this year to be full of acceptance, love, and faith. I am self-consciously and selfishly using all of you as accountability partners in this madness of life. And this year, I want to learn to love myself more, accept myself for who I am a lot more, and have faith in what I'm doing, where I'm going, and in this journey of life altogether. So I'm using you, like I said, as accountability buddies and hoping that you'll join me on the journey because, why not? Everybody needs a little bit more love and acceptance and faith in their lives, don't you think? I think so. So feel free to use me as your accountability buddy too. I will definitely keep you accountable. Don't you worry. Speaking of friends and whatnot, my friends button on Facebook is missing. I cannot invite people to like Small Biz Highlight business page. So I need your help. Simply put, it's very easy to help us out. Go to the page, like a video, share the video, comment on a post that I've made previously, what have you. Any little tidbit like that you can do. Take 2 seconds, is free, but will bring awareness to the show, to your friends and family on your timeline, helping not only bring awareness to the current episodes that I've streamed, but every single episode I've had the honor of having so far, which we're up to 112 and still growing. So please help me spread the word about Small Biz Highlight and spread the word about these amazing small businesses. You never know who on your timeline is looking for a service or product that one of my guests may have for them. Coming up on the 20th is my networking game night. So excited about this. It's my first one of the year. And excuse me, I felt like I was going to sneeze. Featuring Top Tail. We are switching up the game of networking, not just introducing ourselves and our businesses, but taking time to just have a lot of fun. We're going to be using Top Tail and their quirky and fun topics to get together, talk, get to know each other a little bit more, build those connections that create long-term friendships and partnerships and customers, not just, the short-term ones, because we want to make it long-term. Small Business Saturday. As you know, if you all know, for those of you who don't, I host a live vendor event virtually on Small Business Saturday every year. And when I tell you that this year it's going to be massive, I don't even think that's the right word for it. I don't think there's a word bigger than that I can explain it. It's going to be huge. I cannot wait to spread more details about this, but you're going to have to wait just a little bit more because we're trying to working out the last bit of the details. But don't worry, it's coming soon. As always, thanks to our sponsor, Text for More. Any information you're looking for about Small Biz Highlight, you can easily get involved with it by texting Small Biz to 717-670-6400. It'll send you a link to our little main hub, like I call it, and gives you little insight into everything that we do, everything we're involved with, and how we are growing. And clickable links for you to get involved in whatever may appease you. So don't pass up on that. And as always, there's always an app for everything in this world. That does not exclude Small Biz Highlight, my friends. Small Biz Highlight has their own mobile app on Apple and Android, Google Play, excuse me. And, it's available for download right now. All my episodes so far that I have streamed are available on the app. All the events I have coming up, special announcements. I'm everything small biz highlight in one location. It's amazing, and there's still more to come on that. So don't you worry. We are never stopping. We're continuously growing and looking forward to doing everything we can to spread all the word and whatnot about small businesses as much as we can. So I am done with my little spiel and boring you all with that, I'm sure. I know you're anxious to get to know who my first guest is tonight, so might as well get to that and stop making this about me. Tonight, I am so excited to introduce you to someone who has a really great aura about them. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, we didn't talk very long before getting on camera here, but he just gave me a really great vibe and got me all hyped up, which is probably why I'm talking like this. So it's all his fault, guys. You can blame him when he comes on. But I'm very excited. He has a really great business. But first, let's get to know him a little bit, see what he's all about, as long as this computer works well with me. Hold on. There we go. Hello. How are you?
I am doing good. How are you doing today?
I am so excited to be here. I'm just so grateful that you're here with me tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here as well.
So I always start out the show with a really simple question that sometimes trips people up or gets them thinking on a whole different level here. Let's see how you respond. Who are you? Help my viewers get to know you a little bit better.
So I'm a tech career strategist. So it's a fancy name which I coined, which means that I help people specifically in the tech space to find their dream job and become successful leaders in industry. So I've been in the tech space for over 16 plus years now. And over the past 3.5 years since I started now 4 years actually, started my business, I've helped 50 plus people reach their best potential and make positive personal life and career transformations. So that's my main job, tech career strategist. But I do a lot of writing and speaking as well for various magazines, and then speaking at conferences, private events for companies. In fact, last year I did 2 TEDx talks, which was a highlight of
Wow.
my career. So yeah, so that's pretty much who I am and what I do.
And where are you joining us from?
I am in beautiful Chicago, which is 15 degrees
Ooh.
Fahrenheit, which is minus 10 degrees Celsius. But the point is, it is still pretty. And I've been in Chicago for a while now. So,
Do you guys have a lot of snow out there?
contrary to popular beliefs, Chicago does not receive a lot of snow. We
Ah,
we did
okay.
have like a snowstorm, about a week ago, and so maybe there's like small inches of snow. But the main factor is the wind chill, which makes
Mm,
a difference. And so it's colder. It feels cold, and the wind blows horizontally, and that's the thing. But yeah, we didn't receive that much snow. In fact, Chicago broke the record for the longest number of days without snow
really?
ever this
That's
year.
crazy.
Like last year, yeah, we didn't have a white Christmas. I think the
Ugh.
first actual snow was on December 30th or something, which was crazy. Usually, in first 2 weeks of November, in the second week of November, you start getting snow. But yeah, we actually broke a record for longest time without any snow. So
Wow. I would think that because you're giving these like really cold temperatures that you would be like bombarded with snow. I'm in the Northeast in Pennsylvania, and although I'm not personally bombarded with snow, the Northeast itself usually gets bombarded with snow very easily. So, yeah, snow, we're used to that up here.
yeah,
But,
I'm familiar with that
we
because
haven't had a lot of that this year either,
yeah,
honestly.
I'm familiar with snow quite a bit even before coming to Chicago because I actually, of course, from a thick Texas accent, you already probably
Mm.
know I was not born in the United States. So I actually came to do my master's over here in the United States way back in
Oh, okay.
2007. And the first place set foot in was in Rochester, New York, which is like the snow belt.
Oh, yes.
And so yeah, I've been in Rochester. That's where I graduated from. Then I moved to Cleveland, Ohio,
Oh, wow.
which
Okay.
also receives a lot of snow there. And then I moved to Chicago. So yeah, now I love snow. I love the concept of having different seasons. I love snow. As long as you're
Yes.
dressed appropriately, you can enjoy it. In fact, just before coming to this podcast interview, I went for a 5 mile run in 15 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So the point is, I just love it in the sense I love the weather for what it is. And that's also the reason why I can never move to the West Coast where my brother lives. My brother lives in
Mm,
California.
yes.
There it's like the same kind of weather throughout, and you have this microclimates, but in general it's kind of same kind of weather. For me, I love autumn. I
Yes.
love the seeing the color of the leaves. I love winter, especially when it's 30 degrees or 31 degrees Fahrenheit. It's snowing, and it's not that cold, and you can see the snow falling. It's just magical. So, and I
Yes.
love
No,
spring and
I
summer as
totally
well.
agree.
Yeah.
I had to go to California for military duty a couple
Right.
months ago, and it was beautiful there. The weather was beautiful. It was magical, even, but I don't know if I could live without changing the seasons. So I definitely agree with you there. I love fall. My birthday's in October. Like, I could not imagine going to the beach for my birthday. That would feel awkward to me because I'm used to being cold. But your business, I love the name, first of all, ChaiLatte Consulting. That's a lot of fun to say. How did you get involved with this type of business? Like, what really drove you to building ChaiLatte Consulting?
So before getting into that, I really need to tell you the backstory behind the name of the company.
Okay. Yes, I love it.
So my full name is Raj Subrameyer, and a lot of
Okay.
people think my last name is kind of different. That's because my actual name is Subramanian, which is like the John Smith of South India. Every freaking person will have Subramanian as their last name. But and then
I love
in
it.
in Cleveland, I met my wife, who's white Caucasian German. Her name is Wiesmeyer. And then
Oh,
when we got married, we decided we wanted to create our own legacy. So we combined Subramanian and Wiesmeyer, and now it's Subrameyer, our own legacy, right? So it's like brown, white, and now I have a mocha baby, right? So who's 2 years old. So that's our legacy. So we wanted the company to represent who we are. That's why chai and
hmm.
latte, it's brown and white, and ChaiLatte Consulting. So just wanted to let
I
people
love it.
know how we came up with the name. But coming to how I started the business, yeah, it's an interesting story because I'm the vanilla Indian dude which you see in Hollywood movies and TV shows where you always are in tech, and then if you call a call center, then you have an Indian dude picking up the phone and resolving your tech problems. I'm that kind of guy. So when I was growing up, I pretty much had three choices, right? And this is true
Hmm.
with all Asian families in my generation. So you're given three choices. You could either be a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. And then I chose the engineer path. And since then, I've always been in tech. And so I joined the tech space 16 plus years ago. Went through so many different roles. I started off as a software programmer, which, again, for your audience, if you don't know what a software programmer does, it's he or she who builds or writes software which you use on your mobile apps and whatever softwares you use. We actually build it using code. So I started off as a software tester, moved into software testing, which is making sure the software works properly before you actually use it. Then went through various leadership roles, and then I think at about 2012, I started getting into leadership roles, and then there was this constant itch inside me, to do something more meaningful and impactful, right? And and this continued, that itch continued till about 2014, 15, where I really was making an impact in the companies I was working for. I was leading teams of 50 people. I was motivating them, inspiring them, helping them become the best version of themselves from a personal standpoint and a career standpoint. Then in 2015, I hit hit a point where I decided, man, I really need to do something with my life because I know I'm meant to do more with my life, right? So I started thinking and talking to my wife what I could do. Then I decided, you know what? Why don't I experiment with different things to figure out what my true passion is while holding a full time job? So I started a side hustle, which was mainly giving technical workshops for people to teach them coding. That's how I actually started my side hustle. So I was actually having a 9 to 5 job. And then in the
Wow.
evenings and weekends, I was doing this technical workshops, right? And I did that for about a year. It was good money. I was helping people, but I was doing the same thing over and over again, which
Ugh.
didn't actually inspire me. And I thought, you know what? I have to go back to the drawing board because I'm meant to do something, but I don't think technical workshops is the way to go. That's when I started thinking, and I was reminded about people telling me that, man, you have a knack for making complex problems sound so simple and coming up with actionable strategies. You have a knack
Yes.
for getting into the psyche of people and trying to inspire them and motivate them and become the best version of themselves. That's when I decided, you know what? I've been I have experience coaching people, working for other companies. Why not I do that as a side hustle and see where it goes. And that's when in 2017, I registered my company, ChaiLatte Consulting. And then I started helping people in the tech space, mid to senior
Yes.
level folks, to get unstuck in their careers. And then one thing led to another. In mid 2018, and came to a point. It came to a point where I had more clients than I could handle. So I had to make a decision: either leave my high paying full time job, or convert my side hustle into a full time job and start impacting people, and then figure out how to make money. So I took the leap and started my own company, went full time into tech career coaching, and I've been doing
Wow.
it since then. And since then, I've helped 54 people transform their lives. I've helped immigrants get a job at tech companies who were under a stipulation that they had to return back to their native country within 90 days if they don't get
Wow.
a job. So
Yes.
I worked with so many different kinds of people. I've helped people negotiate their salary and increase their salary by 30 to 40%. And yeah, this is what I do. People remember me. I have a lot of personal thank you notes from them I keep over here. And yeah, that's the story of my business. And I love what I'm doing.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. So, wow. You are blowing my mind right now because even while you were talking and I was scrolling through your website, just giving people a little tour of what that looks like. I mean, you are just doing it. Your business is growing crazily because you've been on so many different platforms telling people about your business. I saw so many different interviews from different news outlets.
Yep.
I mean, I saw that you have a book,
Yep.
Skyrocket Your Career, I believe it's called, right?
Yep.
Yes. I mean, wow. I did you ever think back when you were just being the techie that this would be your life?
Oh, 100% hell no. That's why I tell people. I tell people
Yes.
that I think life is about experimentation, you know, and don't even experiment with things, analyze it, see what the results are, then you pivot. I think for small businesses and people who have a side hustle and they want to make it into a full time
Yes.
hustle, I think the three key strategies they really need to have in mind. The first thing is figuring out what your niche is, right? What your niche. So, what do I mean by that? People can do so many different things, but there's one thing
Mhm.
you're really, really good at, which other people are not doing. What is that one key thing? So, what I tell people is lock yourself in a room for an hour and then write down all the things which you think can impact people. And then see that one, try to find out that one or two unique things which you could do differently than other people. So, that could be a good
Mm.
start for your side hustle, right? Second thing is
Yes.
experimentation. And as I said from my story, I started with technical workshops and I thought that was my niche. And then that was not giving me impact and joy. But the way I found that out was instead of going all all in on just doing workshops and leaving everything,
Yes.
I started experimenting it where every 2 3 months kept analyzing the results and then tweaking it, analyzing the results, tweaking it, experimenting, and then I figured out what my true passion was, which is what I'm doing right now. So second thing is experimentation, right? And the third thing is pivoting. As you said at the beginning of the podcast interview, with COVID, a lot of shit happened to everyone, right? And
Yes.
the same thing happened to me as well. In fact, 2020 was going to be my year for speaking. I was booked for 10 keynotes. I was going to speak at
Oh,
30
wow.
conferences. It was my year. And then COVID hit, and three-fourths of the conferences canceled, and the rest of the conferences which were still open were virtual, like you and me talking, and that impact of
Yes.
directly impacting people, talking to them face to face, everything was lost. So my whole speaking business and my speaking and the channel to impact people via speaking came to almost a zero. That's when I was pivoting. So I had to figure out, okay, what are the other ways I could probably impact people, right? And I started helping people for free on LinkedIn because they started contacting me saying they lost their job, they got laid off, they didn't get the promotion, they're in a midlife crisis or whatever,
Oh,
right? So I started helping them from March 2020 till end of April, towards the end of April 2020 for free. That's when I realized, man, a lot of strategies which I'm telling people is helping them
uh-huh.
get the job, get their promotion. What if I could actually put all these strategies in a book? And that was the birth of Skyrocket Your Career. I wrote a book in the
Wow.
midst of the pandemic. The whole title is actually Skyrocket Your Career, the no bullshit approach to find your dream job, be successful in it, and transform into a rock star. So I preach what I practice what I preach, so I don't bullshit around. And the book is only 99 pages of actual strategies which could help people from figuring out what your ideal careers could be, then coming up with a strategy to reach their career, to reach those career options, then interview techniques, salary negotiation techniques.
Wow.
Then once you get a job, how to be successful in it. And then once you're
Hmm.
successful in it, how do you set yourself miles apart from your competition and have exponential growth? So it's a whole job life cycle. And so yeah, that's why I wrote the book. And using the three strategies again, it's about it's about finding out your niche, experimentation, and then figuring out and then pivoting based on the seasons, right? And
Yes.
if anyone thinks about these three strategies and being open to change, that's when you're going to find new things. Because this book, I wrote it for impact, and trust me, again, I know it sounds cliche, but I didn't write it for the money. Because if you self-publish your book, it's not for the money, because only
Hmm.
really few books have like $1 million sales. But that being said, I've sold about 2,000 copies of my book. My
That's
book
amazing.
won the Silver Medal Award for the best nonfiction book in 2021 by Reader's Favorite, which is like the Oscars for movies.
Wow.
You have Reader's Favorite for books. And all those things happen as a byproduct of me trying to make an impact through the book. So what I would say is, yes, money is really important. Money is important for me as well, right? That's why,
Oh, yeah.
I pitch my service and then I get people. But if your goal is money, then you lot of options. You don't see a lot of options when your goal is actually just making money. But when your goal is actually impacting people and you're passionate about what you do, money comes as a byproduct of it. So all the TV
Hmm.
interviews, all those things came about from my book. And
Yes.
yeah, I've been on NBC, CBS, NPR, BBC, BBC. Then, as I was saying, I've done 2 TEDx talks, and all those things came about because I really wanted to impact people, which is my mission. But yes, you need a strategy, and I come up with a detailed strategy of exactly what to do. That's why, in fact, as we are speaking, next week I'm starting my growth accountability group coaching program, which is one of my most popular coaching programs, where I
Wow.
literally help people identify goals, identify tasks associated with those goals, and map that into your daily schedule so that you can really work towards your goals, right? That's why, following the strategies which I teach, in the past 5 years I've accomplished 90% of my goals. And again, in the midst of, having a kid and taking care of him full time for 7 months during COVID, and while running my business and while helping clients, that's how
Hmm.
you have to strategize. Everything is a strategy. But again, coming back to
Yes.
your question, though, that's how you need to think about your business with those three strategies which I just mentioned.
Wow. Wow. You gave a whole lot of amazing information. I absolutely agree with you with the whole niche thing. I don't think a lot of people understand what niche actually is. I mean, I didn't even know what it was when I first started, but I love your idea about locking yourself in your room and just focusing on you what do you think you'd be good at, or what do you think could make an impact, and which one of those resonates with you. I always like to tell people, what do you feel like you could be excited of waking up to every day, that you would be nonstop thinking about different ways to grow it, to build it, to do whatever, because the moment that's you find that one thing, you've got it. Stick with it and keep going with it, because that's where you're meant to be. And it's such
And
an amazing feeling to find that spot in life.
and you can change. You could always change
Oh,
stuff midway,
absolutely.
right? You don't have to stick to the same thing. If you feel, okay, you know what, I think it's time I try something else. So be it. That's what life is all about, right? And
Hmm.
you need to try different things to figure out what your options are. As Albert Einstein said, insanity is when you're trying to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So
Yes.
you have to keep switching it up, right? No matter what, in your personal life and in your career, even for your like fitness as well. It's proven that doing hit workouts, high intensity workouts with so many different variations actually makes your body stronger, and shocking your body with so many different types of variations and trying to do different things really helps. So it's the exact same concept. It's business and in life as well.
You are absolutely right. Oh man. You know what? I want to ask you one more question before we go, but let me take a quick second to take a break and run my quick little uh my quick little commercial, my moment where I keep joking that I'm a real show because I have a commercial to play.
Yeah.
But all thanks to our sponsor, Text for More. Check it out.
Are you tired of missed business opportunities because you don't have the marketing tools that big companies do? Do you want to generate more sales with less effort or technical knowledge? Text for More is a digital marketing solution that is both your digital brochure and web presence that connects you directly to your customers. Best of all, Text for More is proven to deliver results. In fact, some of our clients have seen their monthly revenue increase by as much as 5 times in the first couple of months. To get started today, text the keyword MORE to 317-342-8114 and see how we can assist you. Text for More. Next generation brochures for the digital age.
All right, we are back. And thank you so much for sticking by with us as we did our quick little commercial break. I really wanted to ask you one last question, and that was, if someone was looking to work with you, what does that typically look like? Is there a call that they would set up with you to kind of go over what they're looking for? How does that typically work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the first thing is we get on a call. They usually approach me on LinkedIn, or it's a referral. That's how I get my clients. I've never actually advertised for anything till
Oh,
now,
wow.
luckily, because after reputation and the credibility I've built up, people know about me. But the point is,
Hmm.
so they contact me, then we get on a call, because first thing is I need to figure out whether their expectations and my expectations actually match, and whether they have the drive, the actual fire inside them to make a change. There's that saying, right? And there's that phrase: you cannot take a horse to the water. You can take the horse to the
Hmm.
water, but not make it drink. It's the exact same thing.
Yes.
I can give you all the strategies, tools, resources for you, but if you're not ready to make a change, if you do not decide to make the change, then I cannot do anything about it, right? And I cannot
Yes.
work with someone like that, because my reputation precedes me, and whoever I work with, the majority of them have had life-changing transformation. So first thing is we get on a they get on a call. You can go to my, even if you don't know me, you could get on my website and just schedule a call with me. You could go to LinkedIn, ping me through that. The point is you reach out to me and we schedule a call. In that call, we
Yes.
figure out, okay, what stage of your career you are at and what are your expectations. I do interview coaching, then I do 3 months, 6 months, 1 year coaching. I do leadership coaching. So I figure out what type of coaching is going to be helpful for them. Then I would tell them, okay, based on what he said, these are the options for you. And then take a couple of days and reach out to me if you have any questions. And then we have another call and they ask me if they have any questions and they decide whether to proceed further or not. And once they say yes, then I take them through a series of exercises to figure out what their ideal career options are, whether they're in the right place in their life right now, and then give them
Oh,
that
wow.
eureka moment saying, hey, oh my God, I never even realized this thing about me, this thing about that. So I take them to
Yes.
through a series of exercises, and then we come up with a game plan. Okay, for the next 3 months, here are the different items we're going to work on, right? And we have weekly coaching calls, and then I give them tasks to do, and then we go from there. And then we always analyze where we are at, how we are progressing, mapping to the goals we set. Everything is a strategy. That's why I'm a tech career strategist, not a tech career coach. I brand myself as strategist because literally my life is a strategy. Everything has been a strategy. I literally give strategies for clients to help them get unstuck in their career. So that's pretty much how it works. And then from there, yeah, most of my clients are repeat renewed contracts, 1 year contracts. So yeah, so I have people who
Wow.
have been working with me since I started the company. There've been people who are working with me for the past 2 years. So my 6 month and 12 months are the most common, which I do. But I do a lot of interview coaching as well. But that's kind of the whole process. Literally,
Okay.
it's just about scheduling a call, figuring out whether our interests match, and then going from there.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, I love everything about your story, from how you came up with your name, which I think is so cool, to just the way you've been able to impact so many people so far. And I can just see that you'll be able to impact so many more going forward. I wish you all the best in your business and your future and whatnot. I'm telling you, just great things are coming for you. I can honestly see it. If you've been watching this episode and cannot shake the good vibe that he's been rubbing off on you, because I'm telling you, he just has that aura about him. He makes you want to work with him. So what you do is you either check out the video, which has the information scrolling at the bottom of the screen the entire time. The information is also included in the description of the video and will be placed into the comments. If you are checking us out on our podcast, thank you for stopping by to listen in. The information is going to be in the description of the podcast episode. Please don't hesitate to stop there, click on some links, and find out more about Raj and his business and what he can do to help you. Thank you so much, Raj, for taking time out of your crazy schedule to be here with me tonight. It was such a great time getting to know you.
Same here. It was a pleasure talking to you, and I want to acknowledge you for showing up, weekly, and then getting people like us to share their story and inspiring and motivating other people as well. I think being consistent is hard, and you've done
Yes.
over 100 plus episodes. So yeah, kudos to you, and I'm glad that
Thank
you
you.
had me, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you with your friendly reminder to put your community first. We do that by shopping small and supporting local. I will be right back with my next guest because we're going global with this one. I'm so excited. I can't wait to introduce you. But anyways, I digress. Put your communities first by shopping small and supporting local businesses. Good night.